The most exciting part to me was actually walking that brick district with our group and then to see, oh my gosh, there's so many different kinds of businesses and restaurants and hair salon, just it became this whole Fulton world that I never noticed before. So walking was the key for me to find all the different things they had there. I feel really welcome. The towns that we've been to that want to be host communities, when you walk into their stores and restaurants that could potentially be workshop sites, they are so happy that you're walking through their door, and they're so genuine and just warm and friendly. And the feel that I get is they know that we can only pick one community, but each of the communities we visited make me want to go back to all of them. And I'll be putting on my calendar, okay, I'm going to go spend a day in each of these towns, whether they're the conference or not, because they really made me feel like they care that we're there.
And you get to see so many cool little stores and buildings and the history of the place and the food and all those kinds of things that, you wouldn't maybe know. Because as you say, like when you're driving through a place, you're just driving, right? You're not exploring.
It makes me think, whatever town I go to, whether it's personal business, extension business, it makes me want to really just park my car on a main street and really just walk and look and walk in those businesses. So it's made a difference in just how I want to experience any community in Missouri or the country.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Some of those towns I've been to before and kind of didn't think there was much there. And then when I go back and we're with the local people, you realize like this, then I always come away with, I want to move here. Like I want to live
Yes,
here.
I've heard you say that. One experience I had in Benton County, last year's conference host, I did what we do. I went in the workshops and then I walked to the next workshop and I stopped in the businesses because we had 30 minutes in between. So I go in these businesses and I became a customer, a serious customer in a few of the stores for sure. But I developed relationships with those people. And then, like more than one store. So when I came back a few times, they knew who I was. Now, when I go back, I do put on my extension name tag and then they're like, oh, you're back, So I've built relationships with those businesses. And there's one in particular that, her business has a Facebook page. And so I liked it and I see her post all the time and I'm calling her up going, oh my gosh, hold that for me. I need to come in and pick up that thing, or can you ship it to me? And then if she sees something personal of mine, she comments on it. So to me, this conference is a lot about, you get to know that community and you build relationships, because really that's what any community is about, the people in it. So I'm not going there just because, it has, 20 fast food restaurants or a famous, bar or restaurant. It's because I have gotten to know these people and I like them and I love to do business with them. I think this is when when it was suggested to me, hey, why don't you contact Annette to see if you can be on the CEC planning committee? I was so excited because when I was in Benton County and I watched all of you work, I thought, oh my gosh, I want to be with that group of people. And so it has really become my favorite role of everything that I do.
Yeah, it is a really fun kind of thing that it's a privilege, really. It's an honor, especially getting invited into the communities and like you said, being made to feel so welcome. Oh my gosh, it makes you feel so humble that they're bringing us there. And I love the way everybody is so proud of their towns. Like everyone says our town is like the best town right, in Missouri.
Yes. One thing I've been doing when I go to these towns, and it is because they make me feel so welcome, but also because there's so many cool things there. From, you're walking down a street, and then I remember somewhere we were recently, that there's a set of a stairway, and there was a like walkway between the two buildings at the top of that stairway. And it was just lined with potted plants, all the top, the going down, the base of it. And so when I see things like that you would not see just driving by, you just wouldn't notice it. I take pictures of that. And then when we go, I see a cool building or, just anything of interest. I take a bunch of pictures, and then there's a site on Facebook called Love My Missouri Backroads. So I post them I post some of them in there. I post them on my own page. Hey, look, I went to whatever town, and look at the cool things here. I hope you'll go there. So I'm really trying to promote every single town that we visit as a potential host. And then of course the host of the conference. And I think that's a benefit of being the host, is you're going to bring all these different people into the community at the conference, or, being an applicant, even to bring our team there, that new people are going to learn about the benefits in your community that otherwise wouldn't have known. So even applying to this conference, even if you aren't selected, is going to bring you a lot of recognition. And, hopefully we can incorporate some of our plans later to promote things about each of the applicant communities. So I would say to any small community, rural community that wants to apply, maybe the outcome may not be the conference because we can only have one a year, but you are definitely going to benefit from applying.
So you're going to present a session at the Fulton CEC Conference about hosting a CEC Conference. And so who should attend your session, and what can they expect?
So each applicant requires a local team. So the people that should be attending my workshop would be the community leaders, Chamber of Commerce, city administrator, mayors, church leaders, any community leader, just school superintendent, anybody that has some decision-making authority in the communities should come to this conference to learn what they're going to need to do. And also, because there is some money involved, even though the money that we say to a community, you have to have this much money to do this conference, it doesn't come to us. It's you generate the money and you use the money to manage this conference, but it stays in your community. The money you get is being spent in your community. So it's not like it's going out. It's not coming to the university. It really supports your community. So that the community leaders is really who I would say, and they need to have a commitment. It's not one of those things where you just get your name on the list and, hey, I'm on this committee. You will be attending some meetings. You will be doing some work. You'll be planning. You'll be reaching out to people to say, can you provide the food for this event? So you have to have the mindset of being on this committee means a commitment that is going to take some time and effort and a love for your community, because if you don't love your community, it's not the right place. You have to really be passionate and love your community. And what you hope when you have the conference is that the people that attend walk away also loving your community. And under the category of why host a conference, we have written, you forge connections with attendees and speakers. So my example, I was in a workshop and the speaker was with his topic. I thought, oh my gosh, that would be perfect. His group that he talks to would be perfect for an engaged neighbor presentation. We call it Becoming an Engaged Neighbor. And so after the session was over, I went up to him and I told him about it. And he goes, I like that idea. And so that conference was in September, and we kept communicating with each other. And in April, I went to his coal camp, back to his community, and I gave a presentation, and I took Misty Ritter with me, another EES. And together we did a presentation to, I believe there were about 15 people there. So I was just so excited that, we advertised this conference as networking. You're going to gain resources throughout Missouri that are going to be able to help you, and you partner on things. So to me, that exemplified exactly what we say is going to happen. You make a connection and you are able to utilize it later. And another thing that I kind of mentioned this earlier, but to me, this is the fun part, because when you go to conferences, you learn and you listen, but there needs to be a little fun in it to make it something that you're glad you did and not just like, can't wait till it gets over with. So I thought it was so fun and the people were so nice that I contacted one of my friends while I was in a store there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to come back here. And so we did. Pretty soon after that. I brought her up to all three towns. Actually, we went to all three. We shopped, we ate, and we found the in Warsaw, the trail. You cross the bridge and then there's a trail. And I didn't know that when I was in town there because I didn't have time to do that. But so I was able to fit in everything: shopping, eating, dining, and staying at their lodging. So that was nice. To me, this is what the conference is all about. And this, you would ask me who should be at this workshop to learn how to host a conference or what you have to do to host a conference. The people, when you host a conference, the attendees, this is what my hope is for this conference, that these attendees go back to their communities and now they're equipped with, we call it tools, skills, knowledge, that they can go to young entrepreneurs, existing businesses, and maybe people retiring that still want to have a business. We have encountered that there's a lot of seniors, I'll say seniors that want to keep working but be self-employed. And so the people that come to this conference can go back to those people and have the tools to say, okay, I have some resources that you can connect to. I have some ideas. I have some knowledge. Here's what you need to do next for whatever it is they're wanting to do. And then the big part is to convince these people, that the entrepreneurs, to stay in their community, because some people say, well, I want to do a business, but I don't think this small rural town would give me enough business. And that's what I think the community leaders want to do, is convince these people, you can do this business. We'll help you figure out how to do it. And you can stay right here at home and do it in your home and maybe expand elsewhere, but you don't have to leave your home community to create a business. And when I go visit the communities with you guys, it's part of what I love about my job, is that the people are so great to work with. So I just know I'm going to have a happy day when I go on these things,